Hello, my name is Jeff Neal. I'm a mixed martial arts coach and cornerman, boxing coach and cornerman, 5th degree black belt in Carlson Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and a judo black belt. I opened the North Aurora gym back in 1994. So we are celebrating our 30-year anniversary this year. That makes us one of the oldest active MMA gyms in the United States. A lot of people think we only train fighters, but 75% of our enrollment is not here to compete. 75% are here for one or a combination, 2 or 3 things: self-defense, conditioning, fun. And 25% compete. We compete in boxing, kickboxing, mixed martial arts, and jiu-jitsu. And we have champions in all 4 of those categories. So over the next few months, me, my fellow coaches, our team members will be followed around, and you're gonna get a real good inside look at the day-to-day operations, what it takes for fighters and what it takes to run a gym, as well as our 30-year history from when we first opened, and the history of Carlson Gracie team here in Chicagoland area. So welcome to my exciting, incredibly fulfilling, and sometimes crazy life.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Carlson Gracie Jr. I'm a head instructor of the Carlson Gracie team worldwide. The team have a long history here, not only in the Jiu-Jitsu part, especially in the MMA, which one is a big, strong root for the Carlson Gracie.
He was from the Carlson Gracie team, and he started coming out and training. He called Carlson Gracie Sr. He's like, "Hey Carlson, I'm out here on business in Chicago for a while, and I'm training with this guy, Jeff Neal." And it was actually Carlson Gracie's idea to see if we'd open a gym, Carlson Gracie gym. He would come out and then be California and then Rio, and then me and Paulo would be running it here. Carlson mentioned actually Junior's still in America. Maybe he could be there full time.
I got a phone call for a student by Paulo Vizera, and he told me about opportunity of we start something in Chicago, and start like spread the seeds of the Carlson Gracie team in the United States of America, and especially in the Illinois state, Chicago City. So I say, well, yeah, of course. I stopped by and I see, how we can work this out. But then I got to meet Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal is a very enthusiastic person. He loves the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's been dedicated for many years. We started this project. It was never Jeff Neal. I think we never been a Carlson Gracie team in Chicago. And that's the main reason I ended up moving here, because I feel like it was a great partner and a great opportunity for me to start developing my daddy's style in Chicago area. And my daddy was the best coach in the history. So I would say, I'm very proud to be, until today, working with Jeff Neal. Brian Bishop is working with him. So thank you very much, guys, and enjoy the team.
I suggested let's add Chicago. I had a map from a gas station. We used to be able to get maps, and I had a compass. I said, look where we are here, and I showed here in Aurora area, and Warrenville, Batavia, Naperville, and said, look, we can draw off from here, but if we go here, I went downtown Chicago and did a circle. Look, we'll draw from Indiana and Wisconsin too. It's the traffic is too bad to get to, but we could train together on weekends. So we added that. And Carlson Jr., we taught in both locations. I taught both locations. And then when Carlson Gracie Sr. moved here, he started coming out here as well.
Hello, my name is Steve Colon, owner of Premier Mixed Martial Arts Gym, home of Team Cologne MMA and Carlson Gracie Team Jiu-Jitsu in Maryville, Indiana. Myself and Jeff Neal met back in early 2000s through the MMA circuit. We've had 2 different teams, and just a competitive field. We respected each other, and we eventually decided to collaborate and team up. That was back in 2010 when we became partners. Over the years, we've had the opportunity to work with many high-level MMA fighters, ranging from Bellator, LFA, UFC, you name it, we've done it. Strikeforce. We had the opportunity to work with fighters such as Darren Elkins, Ricardo Lamas, Eddie Wineland, Neil Magny, Bilal Muhammad, Stephen Bonner, Jake O'Brien, Shamar Bailey, Matt Matreon, Shoney Carter. There's been so many guys that have walked through their doors. It's been a great experience, great learning experience for both of us. Great opportunity to travel all over the United States, overseas. Over the years, when I was able to team up with Jeff Neal back in 2010, I had the opportunity to become a kind of his right-hand man, and he was able to develop me. That's when I learned that Jeff he brings a lot to the table. Jeff Neal is a coach's coach. He knows how to get the best out of a coach and a fighter.
My name's Angelo Scopoulos. I'm 22 years old, currently 4-0 in MMA. I'm fighting out of Carlson Gracie Team MMA, and I'm getting ready for my 5th fight. It's going to be a title fight for Matador Fight Challenge, so excited for it. The more time I spend around here and the more exposure I get with the coaches and the people that come here, the thing that I've really come to know is that this team is more to me than just guys that I train with a lot. Like, it really has grown into a family. That's why I chose, and I'm willing to stake everything I have on this chip. My sister, obviously, she actually, believe it or not, when we were kids, started training before me. So there was a long stretch where she was kicking my butt at the house. By far and away, I love everybody on the team, but she's my favorite training partner. She's my best friend in the whole world. Love her to death, and I'm 10 times as proud of all of the achievements that she's had as anything that I've ever done in comparison.
Awesome.
She's the best. So it's a really goofy story.
You're looking at 155 pounds of Greek steel and sex appeal, baby!
So I was at the house, and I don't know if I was watching a YouTube video or it was some sort of ad, and it was from a Ford commercial. And it was like for some sort of Ford, and they said like 2,500 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal, and I thought that had a nice ring to it, so I kind of ad-libbed it and said Greek steel and sex appeal, and the rest is history. The crowd either loved it or hated it, but either way, I thought it was pretty funny. I can laugh at myself and realize how goofy of a statement it is, but I mean, it had a nice ring to it. It kind of just started from when I was younger. I just really was into, like, I would just go and get a buzz cut or keep my hair real short and cropped, but I thought I couldn't grow a beard, and then like right around like 18 or 19, the beard started coming in, and then I was like, well, I always kind of wanted long hair, so I'm going to grow out the long hair, I'm going to grow out the beard. That all grew in, and then, once it's all there, once you have all basically the clay to work with, you can kind of work out a bunch of different looks. So maybe not every week, but every couple of weeks, I'm sure you guys were a little bit confused. I'd come in with a completely different look. I had cornrows for a little bit. I rocked a goatee. Well, I mean, I had just about every look in the book, other than maybe like a Fu Manchu or something like that. But who knows?
Great.
Maybe that's down the pipeline someday.
Hi, my name is Richard Cantu. I've been training at Carlson Gracie North Aurora for about 3 years now. I came over here, I was looking for MMA gyms, and it was just like, I could train anywhere, but, Carlson Gracie, why not go there, That's really where it all started, is with the Gracies, So the biggest thing for me is when I step in there, I don't want to have any doubts that, I prepared correctly. And then, it's just thrilling. It's exciting. You go in there and, you're fighting somebody who is trying to, beat you. You go back and forth and everything. And then at the end of it, when you get your hand raised, you deserve it. You put in the work. There's no doubt in your mind that, you earned this. The thing I love the most about fighting, I probably have to say, is winning. I love to win, obviously. Like, nobody wants to go out there and lose, right? So I think the most that I love about fighting is winning, right? But honestly, I'm in it for the love of the game. You go out there, it's exciting, and you know, it's like the most dangerous game almost, you know. You just go out there and, you know, it's like anything can happen.
My name is Araceli. I'm 13 years old. I've been training for 5 years and I'm a Pan American silver medalist. I decided to train Jiu-Jitsu because I was looking for a new sport. I'd tried a bunch of different things, but I couldn't find anything I really liked. I came to my first Jiu-Jitsu class and I loved it, so I just kept going, and I'm here now. I currently have over 80 wins in Jiu-Jitsu, and over half of them are by submission. I'm happy to be talking right now because I put a lot of work into my Jiu-Jitsu, and I've been doing it since I was really young, and I'm just glad to have gotten to the place I've gotten to now. My favorite memory of me competing is probably my first live monkey flip. I had said it as a joke that I wanted to do it, and then I caught it, and I was so proud of myself for actually putting it into action. My mom is a really big help with visualization. She walks me through it. Like, for example, IBJJF, the blue and yellow mats, the bright lights. What's going to happen when I get on the mat? What sweep am I going to do? Where am I going to end up? When I get to the arena before my fights, I don't like the distraction of all the loud noise. I just put my headphones on, listen to my music, stretch, warm up, whatever I need to do physically, and think about what I'm going to do next. My coaches teach some pretty advanced technique, but they still get into the little details that make everything easy to understand. Some of my future Jiu-Jitsu goals are winning at Worlds at every adult belt, getting on some super fight shows like Who's Number One and all of that. I want to work on my no-gi to be able to make it to ADCC Worlds eventually. And I just want to win some titles. I want to be a world champion, essentially.
Hi, my name is Anthony Monahan, and I have been a member of the Carlson Gracie team since 2001. Prior to 2001, I had been interested in martial arts and had been studying karate. Like most people from my generation, seeing the UFC in the early 90s was just a life-changing event for me. And I knew that ultimately I wanted to compete in what at the time was called the no holds barred. It wasn't even called really universally mixed martial arts yet. And I knew if I wanted to do that, I had to elevate my game and I had to change the way that I was training. And I knew that Jiu-Jitsu was going to be a part of it. This was around 2000, 2001, and luckily at that time it had just been announced that Carlson Gracie Sr. was going to be moving to Chicago. Now knowing that there was going to be not one but two Gracies in Chicago teaching, I knew that this was a sign and this is what I needed to do. So I got in my car and I drove to the Fitplex, which was on Division and LaSalle. This is where the academy was at the time, and the first person that I met was Jeff Neal. And we talked about my goals and what I was interested in. And I hinted that I was interested in potentially fighting and getting involved in this. And Jeff was very kind and said, well, why don't you take a couple of classes and let's see how things go. So I came for my first class on a Saturday morning. And at the time, the class, again, was called the No Holds Barred class. This was not the MMA class. And I enjoyed the class and I enjoyed practicing some of the moves. And then it came down to sparring. And I felt I'm going to really show the team my worth and what I can do. And the first person that I sparred with was Stephan Bonner, who no one called Stephan Bonner. Everyone just called him RoboCop. And this is he's a blue belt at the time, which is the first rank, but that is a big difference from white belt. And I learned very, very quickly that I had a lot to learn. And Jeff and I had a nice conversation afterwards, and we set up a schedule. I started taking private lessons with him every other week, and I was able to work with him, with Carlson Gracie Sr., Carlson Gracie Jr., and that's where the journey began. And as I progressed through the ranks, Jeff finally suggested to me, I think it might be time to train with some of the group that are doing no holds barred in mixed martial arts. And that's really where that journey started. So I had all of that great exposure to that high level training that I wanted, but things were also lighthearted and things were also fun, which makes getting ready to get yourself locked into a cage where someone's going to try to knock your teeth out, it makes it a little bit less stressful if things are fun. So Jeff gave us a wonderful opportunity with one of my first fights where he said, Anthony, as he called me because there was more than one Anthony on the team and I wasn't going to be called Anthony, I became Anthony. So Anthony, we got a great opportunity. There's going to be someone who's going to make shirts for us. So think of some cool designs you like. And Jeff, at the very last minute, said, hey, we called this guy Anthony. Do you think that maybe you can draw an ant throwing a knee strike? And I kind of looked at Jeff, and Jeff just kind of put his hand in front of me. So anyway, fight day comes up, and here comes my shirt, and Jeff just pulls up a gigantic ant throwing a knee strike, and everybody in the room looked at it and said, no, that's going to be your logo, Anthony. Of course, a reasonable question to ask is, why is the knee not spelled with the K? Those are questions that we don't ask. This is the way Jeff said it's going to be spelled, and this is the way it's spelled. And then henceforth, this became my nickname, and Jeff sends me pictures of ants all the time. He refers to my family as the ant colony. And my brood, I now have a brood that I have a lovely daughter. And again, these sort of things add a sense of levity, which I think is necessary to stay focused. That sense of humor is important. And I believe Jeff has a 5th degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I would definitely say he has a red belt when it comes to humor.
Hi guys, my name is Ismael Quintana. I am 47 years old today. I've been training since I was 8 years old. I grew up in Mexico. That's where I was born. And I started boxing at age 8. I made my way to the US. I was 16 years old when I came here. I won the Golden Gloves. And then I was the runner-up the second year. I found this gym about 15 years ago now, and I've been here since then. I've been with Carlson Gracie, Jeff Neal, Brian Bishop since then. I have my family here. I have my 3 boys. Moses was 6 years old when I signed up. Noah was about 4 years old. Marcus was a baby, the little one. And so we've been here since then. And when my oldest was about 6, I wanted him to have that experience too. I help these guys coach. I work with the fighters, and it's just great. I love it. Love martial arts, boxing, all of jiu-jitsu, kickboxing. I just like it. I like the contact sport. So I have been helping Jeff Neal, Brian Bishop, and Steve Colon corner fighters for 3 years now, 4 years. We've been doing boxing fights, MMA fights. I've been in the corner with them on multiple championships. We have guys win belts, just win fights, and it's just been an awesome family to be with these guys.
Everybody at this gym is like a tight-knit family, We're all there to help each other out with whatever we need, and there's a sense of camaraderie and everything, improving every day. Like the Japanese, they have a philosophy called Kaizen, and Kaizen is just about making subtle improvements every day, and that adds up over time, and it becomes big improvements over time. So, they say a fighter is only as good as his last fight, but martial artists, the journey, it never ends, it always continues. So I consider myself a fighter, but I consider myself to be more than just a fighter. I'm also a martial artist, and I try to carry myself like that every day in all aspects of my life.
They say if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. And I'm living my dream, and I do not appreciate what I've got. This is wonderful. A friend of mine asked me, it was when the Powerball was up to 750 million, and I played extra tickets, even though it doesn't really change your percentage much, but it made me feel better. He said, so what are you gonna do if you win with the Powerball? Are you gonna go retire in Mexico? I said, no, nothing changes for me. My teaching schedule, nothing's gonna change. My coaching, live competitions, teaching fighters, non-fighters, everything. The only thing that's gonna be different is we're gonna have a giant tour bus to take to tournaments. We'll get our own jet airplane so we can fly. So that's the only thing that would change. I'm not leaving this. I'm doing this until I die.